everyone to Rebirth Your Energy. It's episode 15, class number 15, and it's good. It's all good. We are here now, and this is on Sunday. It's the last class from the Rebirth Your Energy classes. So. It's so nice what a wonderful journey it has been, just to recognize and observe different things and from within and observe, doing this process to feeling from within, from top of our head and down to our feet and recognize and observe each part from the inside, the body and also to the senses and all those things and to just open it up and awaken and feel the aliveness from there. And how great and beautiful it works from there too for me as well. And now I'm observing, better things. Things are going smoother. Things are moving on, and still, when there is things happening, I feel good anyway. And it's very nice to just observe this that we all have these abilities to have peace within ourselves, and feeling the love, whatever was happening in our life. And I'm so appreciative of it, and I'm so appreciative of all of you who are here now and sharing your beautiful presence with me and with with everyone that's here now in this class, and also for the connect and the collective universe, the world and itself. It's we are helping each other with coming together and share beautiful insights, and it's very, very nice. And then, yeah. And today I will read from the book The Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. So many beautiful blessings there, so many beautiful things to just read, and just with reading, with the observation itself, noticing the energy from within and noticing and observing without giving any name of it. It's just it's an awakening, it's observing. It's like the words itself, it's more energetically and giving more sense of the aliveness from just reading and observing. And it's like a different energy. So let's see here, what do you say? Learn. Oh, there you have the pages. Yeah, we read. Thanks for that too, Tinika. She is in the back office there. So nice and to have her there and giving the support to me and everyone who's in the class. So let's just start with reading about this book and the purpose of it, and the page 23 from the New Earth. And first we can take a deep cleanse breath, or just observing or breathing. And the only thing to do or to observe is be conscious aware of our breathing. Okay, so so let's start. So a new heaven and a new earth. The inspiration for the title of this book came from a Bible prophecy that seems more applicable now than any other time in human history. It occurs in both the Old and the New Testament and speaks of the collapse of the exciting world and the arising of a new heaven and a new earth. We need to understand here that heaven is not location, but refers to the inner realm of consciousness. This is the esoteric meaning of the word, and this is and this is also its meaning in the teaching of Jesus. Earth, on the other hand, is the outer manifestation in form, which is always a reflection of the inner. Collective human consciousness and life on our planet are intrinsically connected. A new heaven is the emerge of a transformed state of human consciousness, and a new earth, it is the reflection in the physical realm. Since human life and human consciousness are intrinsically one with the life of the planet, as the old consciousness dissolves, there are bound to be synchronistic, geographic, and climatic natural upheavals in many parts of the planet, some of which we are already witnessing now. So the beauty with consciousness, when we are, what I want to observe, it's the life itself create everything for us, and I feel in more and more we can just observing and witnessing everything from within and without, and all those beautiful thoughts coming, all the beautiful feelings. It's like the life itself created for us, the source itself, in another way, or God, or anything that we feel good about. And it's like we don't need to do anything anymore. We don't need to have anything anymore. We have all in this beautiful present moment. And to witness in this beautiful present moment and observe it, and most of the time, I would say most of them, moment to moment, and feeling the part of it from within, and observing it, and then noticing it also, to recognize it outside. All the things happening and that changing the outside is from the inside. When we are feeling good, when we're feeling happy, when we feel joy, when we're feeling beautiful feelings, all those things outside start to look at the same as well. And it's like the reflection from the inside. We can see more the joy of the outside when we now start to do something, or whatever we create through the day. And it's so beautiful to just observe that that from within have the solution of everything, and then the mind and the inner beingness connected like one, and we are the witnessing, and we are observing, and we are paying attention, we are silencing it, and we're feeling the peace with it. It's like the life itself start to create beautiful circumstances and situations for us to have more of it, the same good feeling we have from within. And it's all come from the presence, and the present itself is always allowing. It's always here and now. It's always available to us. And just to recognize, every time we recognize and observe it, it can create a gap and a beautiful peace from within, and then it's just creating more and more and more. And we are in that beautiful energy right now, and those good feelings are increasing as well. We're starting to create a momentum of those good feelings, knowing more and more we observe and noticing the present, more in good feelings with continue and expanding, like the universe expand. Like it's never ending, it's never going anywhere. It's like not like here then, and it's like it's always open space around everything. And that's the same with the I cannot think not to be. And it's like, if I'm not can think not to be, and just going and observing, be, I am, now I am. And it's like, it just like that we will never get lost, we will never lose ourselves as well. And we are always here, we are beingness. The beingness is always, it's still, if we are not here in the physical form, in the body, and using our body with our consciousness, we are still in the consciousness of itself. It's always available for each and everyone. Everything is conscious, everything. We are the observer of it. And the energy is always, it's giving a lot of peace to know. And all the forms that is in the world, they are moving, and things happening, you know, good or bad, right or wrong, but all those things, you know, it's just a part of the life, and we can feel good about it anyway. And how blessed we are to have that ability still when things moving and changing, and we are here in the present, and we can feel good about it, just being and then observing, and things take beautiful place from there for outer situation to change for us as well. And it's all the inner inside that creates that beautiness from the outside. So let's move on. So if you're having any, you know, always if you are, when you are in class, you can comment, and you can speak out if you have something beautiful to share. If you have any observation or anything, you're always allowed to share. It's beautiful, and to come together and share new things and new observation, and just to observe that and support each other. And it's an amazing moment to be in right now. So yeah, let's see here who's here, you know. I can read the comments. Let's see here. Can I see you guys here? How do I do this? Oh, there we go. So Jen, hi. Happy day, Jen. And Fatmirin, Tommy Siko, happy day. And Marianne, happy beautiful Thursday. Janella, happy beautiful day. Super Dave. And Tinika in Best Life in back office, happy beautiful day. Ermela, so beautiful to have you all here. Landon, happy beautiful day. You're all amazing. So let's see here. Yeah, beautiful. Great. You're all amazing. So let's see. Let's go to the page and then 195. 195. And so many great stories there, and it's your own story, you know, what's working, what feels good, and it's so many great stories out there, you know, beautiful things to observe and to feel either better from the presence and observing it. So let's see. So I would love to read this one. So yeah, so let's go on. Let's move on. So good and bad. At some point in their lives, most people become aware that there is not only birth, growth, success, good health, pleasure, and winning, but also loss, failure, sickness, old age, decay, pain, and death. Conventionally, these are labeled good and bad, order and disorder. The meaning of people's life is usually associated with what they term the good, but the good is continually threatened by collapse, breakdown, disorder, threatened by meaninglessness, and the bad when explanation fail and life ceases to make sense. Sooner or later, disorder will erupt into everyone's life, no matter how many insurance policies he or she has. It may come in the form of loss or accident, sickness, disability, old age, death. I will step in there and say, you know, when you are in the good way of vibration, those things with accident things, you know, you don't have those things in your life, because when you are in the present, it cannot come into your life in that way. Like I had never experienced to be told, you know, to be in the present moment, and then bad accident happened. It's like a little bit funny when it's a law of attraction, what we feel from within and observing, and we're having this beautiful law that is, we can call it a positive, but that energy is much, much more higher, on a higher frequency on the negative. So whatever was happening in your life, what is so beautiful, you can change immediately and observe, and starting with clean sheet of paper right in this moment, and all those things can change, because the positive is so much more effective, and it's shining light, and it's giving fast and more energy and beautiful things to solve for you in the moment. So everything that takes place from the present, it's going to give you more of the same, so for sure. But yeah, there is things that are happening like that with people around, and maybe it can be, for sure. But it doesn't matter as well, because still when there's those things happening, accident, I can also say from my own perspective, I had an accident for not so long ago, and it's just creating more consciousness into my life, what I feel and observing, and I know that it's all good. Whatever happens, it happens, and sometimes the worst can be the best, and on the opposite. So but it's how we are looking at it from another way. We can always pivot to the feel good now. We can always pivot to the present, or we can always pivot to the source, and just letting the source itself have a solution of it. There is nothing for us to need to do about it. And then when we go into the pivoted to the feel good now, and just observing and feeling good anyway, the solution taking place right in the moment. And then it doesn't matter what's happening. You just feel good anyway, or feeling the present anyway. And yeah, it's just a practice. We practice this every day, and we're observing, and it's getting easier and feels better and better. So for sure. So whatever we put our attention on grows. Our focus gives life, yeah. And focus on the good, it's true. And focus on what you want and feeling good. And that is beautiful as well. When we are present, we are not focusing on the opposite of it. We are focused on what feels good, what makes us, not make, but what feels good. And we observe that, and we can also be conscious aware of it with our senses. Like we did this process with just visualizing. Now you can feel it even more, because you're not disturbed by only the thinking. You're feeling your own presence, and now when you're using your thinking, you're aware of that. You're observing, and then you can imagine anything, and you can feel that what you imagine, and it's so much easier also in the present as well. So amazing. It's just to take a breathe, take a 5 deep breath in, and you feel in the consciousness, and you're feeling you having more awareness, you're more aware of the present, you're feeling more alive from within. And now when you're taking up the thinking or whatever you choose, it's much easier and lighter. You are you're conscious about yourself from within, and you're observing, and now you are aware of as well as that you are thinking. So now when you're thinking, you are really thinking. You're thinking with your whole essence of your beingness. It's like not thinking only with your thinking, you're thinking with your whole presence, with your whole body, with everything from who you are, from within and without. And it can give more energy and more aliveness, and things can change quickly from as well, or not. It doesn't, it doesn't matter. But it's beautiful from the present, where everything have the solution in there, and it's not we doing anything about it. We just are conscious aware of it. We're just observing, and then the solution take place, and the beautiful and the feel good now increasing, and it's creating a momentum of more of the same. So let's see here. Let's move on here. It's good to read here. There is some great stories here. So, however, the eruption of disorder into personal life and the resultant collapse of a mentality defined meaning can become the opening into a higher order. The wisdom of this world is folly with God, says the Bible. What is the wisdom of this world? The movement of thought and meaning that is defined exclusively by thought. Thinking isolates a situation or event and calls it good or bad, as if it had a separate existence. Through excessive reliance on thinking, reality becomes fragmented. This fragmentation is an illusion, but it seems very real while you are trapped in it. And yet the universe is an indivisible whole. in which all things are interconnected, in which nothing exists in isolation. The deeper interconnectedness of all things and events implies that the mental labels of good and bad are ultimately illusory. They always imply a limited perspective and so are true only relatively and temporarily. This is illustrated in the story of a wise man who had who won an expensive car in a lottery. His family and friends were very happy for him and came to celebrate. "Isn't it great?" they said. "You're so lucky." The man smiled and said, "Maybe." For a few weeks he enjoyed driving the car. Then one day a drunken driver crashed into his new car at an intersection and he ended up in the hospital with multiple injuries. His family and friends came to see him and said, "That was really unfortunate." Again the man smiled and said, "Maybe." While he was still in the hospital, one night there was a landslide and his house fell into the sea. Again, his friends came the next day and he said, "Weren't you lucky to have been here in hospital?" Again he said, "Maybe." The wise man's maybe signifies a refusal to judge anything that happens. Instead of judging what is, he accepts it and so enters into conscious alignment with the higher order. He knows that often it is impossible for the mind to understand what place or purpose a seemingly random event has in the tapestry of the whole. But there are no random events, nor are there events or things that exist by and for themselves in isolation. The atoms that makes up your body were once forged inside stars, and the causes of even the smallest event are virtually infinite and connected with the whole in incomprehensible ways. If you wanted to trace back the cause of any event, you would have to go back all the way to the beginning of creation. The cosmos is not chaotic. The very word cosmos means order, but this is not an order to the human mind can even comprehend. Although it can sometimes glimpse it. So let's see here on the comments. So beautiful to have you all here and observing. And so energy, it's a Jen say, energy is powerful and inspiring, yeah, and filled with love and light. That's so great. And let's see, well, life is a matter of perspective. Great story. Whatever we put our attention on grows. That's true. And it's like when we are stopping to calling it by name and stopping with our mind to telling what it is, but just be conscious, aware of everything that happens in your life and observing everything from within and knowing that we are here. We're having the inner connection. We're always having the inner connection. I'm home. I am here. I am now. This energy is undescribable. It's just to you yourself witness it and observe it, and now those experiences you will have from day to day, from moment to moment, it will change, and it's just to observe all of it. And when those things happening, maybe it's a great thing. You don't describe it what it is. You don't tell it it's good or bad, but you're just being maybe. And it's like, it's giving no energy in there. It's just like you yourself feeling your own energy and you still feeling the peace. And it's like, and I always tell more stories around this. Let's see. Yes, everything happens for us. True. So beautiful, Jen, and always guiding us to even more. Love, joy, freedom, and expansion. So beautiful said, Jen. Thanks for sharing. So let's go to the next story. I love those stories. It's great to share those stories. It's to just observe and to see, we so much to learn from stories, great stories and beautiful things. So let's see the next one here. Not minding what happens G. Krishnamurti, the great Indian philosopher and spiritual teacher, spoke and traveled almost continuously all over the world for more than 50 years, attempting to convey thought words, which are content, that which is beyond words, beyond content. At one of his talks in the later part of his life, he surprised his audience by asking, "Do you want to know my secret?" Everyone became very alert. Many people in the audience had been coming to listen to him for 20 or 30 years and still failed to grasp the essence of his teaching. Finally, after all these years, the master would give them the key to understanding. "This is my secret," he said. "I don't mind what happens. I don't mind what happens." I'm laughing, it's funny. I don't mind what happens. So he did not elaborate, how I spell it, elaborate, you can say it anyway. And so, so I suspect most of his audience were even more perplexed than before. The implication of this simple statement, however, are profound. When I don't mind what happens, what does that imply? It implies that internally I am in alignment with what happened. What happens, of course, refers to this suchness of this moment, which always already is as it is. It refers to content, the form that this moment, the only moment there ever is, takes. To be in alignment with what is means to be in a relationship of inner non-resistance with what happens. It means not to label it mentally as good or bad, but to let it be. Does this mean you can no longer take action to bring about change in your life? On the contrary, when the basis for your action is inner alignment with the present moment, your actions become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. So powerful. Let's read that one more time. When the basis for your action is inner alignment with the present moment, your actions become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. Wow. Let's observe that. So, just to observe those words, I don't mind what happens. I don't mind what happens. I am here, I am now, observing. I see, hear, taste, smell, feel the energy from within. Super David, let's see, alignment with who we are, a limited, invincible love energy. And now, isn't it funny that, yeah, now we can say anything, observing, and with our own alignments with the energy of it. Nothing really matters, actually. But from the nothing really matters, all those matters come to place to create more beautiful matters. It's like when you take something, you lose it. It can hurt, but if you allow something to let it be, and then you get it in something from that alignment, you feel it, you feel it in your whole present. Oh, I'm so appreciated. I didn't see this coming, all the things, but it's just like more appreciation and more those good feelings coming. Now with your mind and connecting with inner beingness, like one, you're looking everyone from eyes through source, observing. And now when something happens, like this beautiful man, he say, I don't mind what happens. When you starting to describe what is in this present, because present moment is like it is, and you just observe it and feeling good about it, and observing and feeling more of it, and from within, and you're feeling more the aliveness, and you're feeling more the aliveness from within. And now when you're looking outside, it's like, wow, everything is alive. But now we don't have to describe it anymore. We don't have to call it by name. We don't have to do anything. We can just be a present observer of it. And now the present itself, like you say in this end of this, it's so beautiful that when the basis of your action is inner alignment with that present moment, your action become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. Everything is for us. Everything is for us. And it is in this beautiful present moment. It's right here and now. And to just observe it that right now, here and now, like you say, the present moment is where all our power is. Yes. And it's always available, and it's like, it's always love-based and satisfaction-based and about, and maybe, it can be better to not describe it, but just observe it. And those feelings can be anything, but yeah, for sure, it will go about that as well. And who knows, Yeah, so let's see. Yes, everything happens for us, always guiding us to even more love, joy, freedom, and expansion. I just love. I will read it one moment. It was great. When the basis for your action of inner alignment with the present moment, your action become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. It's empowered. It's like the present empowered, and the action will, the quality and everything you do from that space will go about. That is where the miracle takes place. That person, he did something like that. When you see in players, when you see people do something they're really passionate about, and when you self doing things you'll be passionate, maybe you sometimes have in your mind saying, I didn't expect I could do this. Why? And okay, I don't have to describe it, but right in the moment when you're the passion, you have no thinking in your mind, oh, I have to do this. You just know what to do. You are in the alignment with it, and you're observing every part of it. Like when I was playing on the pitch, when I was in the best performance, and I remember time and space was gone, and I was just focused on where I positioned on the pitch, and I did everything from alignment, and I could feel every ball, every cell in my body, and the alignment and the energy of it, and it was so fun. And there is when the enthusiasm take over. It's something else taking over, and much higher than yourself, than your mind, but it's like the intelligence of life itself taking over and giving you more of the energy and aliveness and who knows. And yeah, it's so fun. You just observe it, and it's like, it's when we not thinking about it, what we do, we can visualize and we can do those things, but when we in this moment do something we really passionate about, we are just living it through. The life itself. We are playing with our whole beingness. We are in the moment. So beautiful. So let's move on, to read. There is more great stories here. So is that so? This is a Zen master. So is that so? The Zen master Hakuin lived in a town in Japan. He was held in a high regard, and many people came to him for spiritual teaching. Then it happened that the teenage daughter of his next-door neighbor became pregnant. When being questioned by her angry and scolding parents as to the identity of the father, she finally told them that he was Hakuin, the Zen master. In great anger, the parents rushed over to Hakuin and told him with much shouting and excusing that their daughter had confessed that he was the father. All he replied was, "Is that so?" News of the scandal spread throughout the town and beyond. The master lost his reputation. This did not trouble him. Nobody came to see him anymore. He remained unmoved. When the child was born, the parents brought the baby to Hakuin. You are the father, so you look after him. The master took loving care of the child. A year later, the mother remorsefully confessed to her parents that the real father of the child was the young man who worked at the butcher shop. In great distress, they went to see Hakuin to apologize and ask for forgiveness. We are really sorry. We have come to take the baby back. Our daughter confessed that you are not the father. Is that so? Is all he would say as he handed the baby over to them. The master responds to falsehood and truth, bad news and good news, in exactly the same way. Is that so? He allows the form of the moment, good or bad, to be as it is, and so does not become a participant in human drama. To him there is only this moment, and this moment is as it is. Events are not personalized. He is nobody's victim. He is so completely at one with what happens that what happens has no power over him anymore. Only if you resist what happens are you at the mercy of what happens, and the world will determine your happiness and unhappiness. The baby is looked after with loving care. Bad turns into good through the power of non-resistance, always responding to what the present moment requires. He lets go of the baby when it is time to do so. Imagine briefly how the ego would have reacted during the various stages of the unfolding of these events. But I would say, imagine, how we can take this in this beautiful life. Let's just pivot to what we can do with this great story when we are just imagine when we're just letting everything be, observing, is that so, or I don't mind what happens, or maybe when those things coming, when we're stopping to telling what it is, but just living it through with our own presence. Is that so? It's so fun, to see, when we are stopping to telling what it is and stopping with our mind, and try to figure out, but just letting it be and observing our own presence. And you see, with this Hakuin, he could react, that he could do different things, but he was calm, peacefully from the inside. He lost all his things from population, but he was he didn't have any thoughts about it or feeling. He was just, is that so? And then when the time was right, the daughter confessed and said that he was not the real father, and there was another person in the butcher. And then they came back, and he was loving, caring, and take care of the baby, and he given it back, and just want to say, or from the inside, just thought to have this saying, oh, is that so? And just gladly gave it that child back again, and then live in peace. Still, what happens? I don't mind what happens. Is that so? When there was things happening, is that so? Maybe. When something, either telling what it is or not, maybe. Just it can be a funny thing to do, it's when there's something of maybe. And just to observing from within, and then and the energy, maybe can change, or who knows. It's all good. So funny. Let's move on. We have those words with us, and beautiful leaders and people who just observe this power when, and we ourselves doing it now, and we are observing it, this power when we are stopping to interfere in or identify ourselves with what is or not, because this moment is like it is. We don't need to tell it what it is, but just observe it what it is, and it's change. Our consciousness is our self, feeling ourselves from within, observing, and then when we're taking action, like you said in this beautiful story, I will read it more. I love that statement. When the basis for your action is in alignment with the present moment, your actions become empowered by the intelligence of life itself. So, yeah, I don't have to describe it. Wow, it's amazing. So relaxing into our power, loving it, yeah. Laughter, this is the Buddha laughter. It's like the laughter is also nothing is personalized and nothing is really serious. It's when we are here and we observing everything from within, and we notice that we are in the present. We are now in the present. It's all good. It's all good. It's like when the God created the world, and I was reading that. It's a long time, and I never understood the words before. So. And the Bible will say, God created the world, and He saw the world is good. And who is God? We really don't have to discuss, but it's just, it's when we're feeling the present, all is good. We can also see everything is good, but we see it from our own present. We observe it from our own presence. And let's see, Menshur Nuhui says, so it is because I communicate with you, and you, Mrs. Jen, have energy and positive thinking about the company in the world. Beautiful. Yeah. And I didn't see here. So with you. Yeah, and with our own presence. I love, in the Best Life Creation Society as well, we're having the focus on our inner beingness, the inner alignment, to notice and feeling ourselves, and notice that all the power is from this present. And now this beautiful sense of ourself, of this beautiful presence. And now when we are starting to thinking or whatever, visualizing, it's another frequency of energy there now. The present is the same energy as source. The present is the same energy as God. The present is the same energy as love. The present is the same energy in all good feelings. And when you're starting to thinking, now you're not only thinking with your mind, you're thinking, you feel your inner beingness, your home, your present. And now from this space, it will allow you to having the beautiful thoughts to come. And now it's for you. It's happening for you. It's come up for you. You got inspiring. Wow. Oh, this I never thought about it. And then you're taking action on it. And then we started to create a momentum of more of these beautiful things that's coming up into your mind. That is to have trust in the present and in your own intelligence, the life itself, and just allow it to guide you on the way. And it was starting to come with more and more beautiful things to you. And now also you're having those, maybe, is it that so? And if whatever now with contrast happening, you still feel good and peace, and you just, it's like, so many great stories here. What did he say here? I don't mind what happens. It's so funny. Oh, the Buddha laughter. It's just a realization that, we are here, we are now. It doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter words, it's not have to be perfect, they don't have to do anything about it, oh, did I say this? Or now I'm gonna have to go back and describe. It's our own alignment, just be, to observe our own alignment, then we can speak out in the energy and the life itself, the life intelligence itself will create the momentum of more of the same good feeling now, source, love, all those things, the passion you have, all those things you study, the life itself starting to create it for you. So beautiful. So whatever we put our attention and on growth, our focus gives life. Yeah, focus on the good. So beautiful, Jen. Focus on what you want and feeling good. Yeah, and those things come naturally into the place of the present. You can't be present and starting to having like, oh no, other thoughts. It's not the same frequency. It's not a match of it. So let's move on. It's fun. We have a beautiful moment to moment here together. I love this, to also to know whatever I read as well, and whatever will happen, whatever people say, you can just have this, you can observe the energy and then move on. I don't, nothing energy I have to take with me anymore. That person did that, or this happening 10 years, but or I want this in the future. You don't will have, it will not disappear, but the energy will just like in the present will having the solution to giving you the things that you want, and that you feel good about, and the appreciation. And then now we start looking around, oh, so much to appreciate. My family, my friends, my work, my everything. And it's natural coming into the present. And it's like, oh, and then you're starting to feeling, it can be sometimes when I remember when it was in 2010, I was working, I felt so pretty much appreciated. I started to cry. Like, I'm so appreciating, to sense, the life. And it's like, all is good and nothing really matters what's happening. I'm here, I'm now, and whatever what's happening, I'm blessed. I'm fulfilled with this beautiful present, and I observe it and I experience it every day. And now I do it as well. And still, if there's something changes happening, it's still, if you're 1 hour a little bit lost or whatever, it's like, and you will go back to the present, and the present saying, oh, it's all good. It's all good, Harry. You can, and it's like, it's just a freedom of that. You do not need to do anything more for be free. You don't need to say anything for free. You don't need to forgive anything for be free. All the freedom is in the present moment. Immediately when you observe the present moment, the freedom is here. Freedom is now. And it's like, stay there, you can, and it's always available to us. It's always here and now. And the freedom is, and then you freely can speak and say whatever you choose. And the freedom from the space we create, like I say, the life itself taking over, it's like the breathing happening for us, the bloodstream. It's so funny, all those things. And the non-physical energy, we came into this form, and now we're conscious about the non-physical, we are conscious about our spirit or source. Now we're using those forms to whatever we create. And now it doesn't have any meaning around it. It's just you feeling the joy of it, and now just continue that journey, and now nothing really matters. And the joy of that is we create more. It's an open space around everything and anything. And that energy, right now we are the collective, connected energy that we all are part of, increasing. Like you say, a new heaven, a new earth, awakening happening right now. We don't have to discuss it. We just being ourselves. We don't have to tell it what it is, or telling what it is not. But it's like, just observe and be awake and feel the presence. And yeah, it's inspiring. It's influence. It's natural. It's who we are. The source itself, creating, and the life itself created for us. And we all come together, cooperate, and happening more and more and more. It's more and more good feelings, and more people cooperate with each other, more and more openness and love to each other. And those things those things are here and now in this present. And who's creating it? We are, I am, you are. So it's so beautiful, and we can do it any moment. And we do it, yeah. So let's move on. Happy day, Sprecha. Did I spell it right? Beautiful. So there is more great stories. Let's see here if I find this. It's page 236. It's a great story. One more great story to read. So I love these stories. This is so fun. Can you hear the mountain stream? A Zen master was walking in silence with one of his disciples along a mountain trail. When they came to an ancient cedar tree, they sat down under it for a simple meal of some rice and vegetables. After the meal, the disciples, a young monk who had not yet found the key to the mystery of Zen, broke the silence by asking the master, "Master, How do I enter Zen? He was, of course, inquiring how to enter the state of consciousness, which is Zen. The master remained silent. Almost 5 minutes passed while the disciple anxiously waited for an answer. He was about to ask another question when the master suddenly spoke. Do you hear the sound of that mountain stream? The disciple had not been aware of any mountain stream. He had been too busy thinking about the meaning of Zen. Now, as he began to listen for the sound, his noisy mind subsided. At first he heard nothing. Then his thinking gave way to heightened alertness, and suddenly he did hear the hardly perceptible murmur of a small stream in the far distance. Yes, I can hear it now, he said. The master raised his finger, and with a look in his eyes that in some way was both fierce and gentle, said, Enter Zen from there. The disciple was stunned. It was his first satori, a flash of enlightenment. He knew what Zen was without knowing what it was that he knew. They continue on their journey in silence. The disciple was amazed at the aliveness of the world around him. He experienced everything as it was. He experienced everything as if for the first time. Gradually, however, he started thinking again. The alert stillness became covered up again by mental noise. And before long he had another question. Master, he said, I have been thinking, what would you have said if I hadn't been able to hear the mountain stream? The master stopped, looked at him, raised his finger and said, Enter Zen from there. Enter the present moment from here. Whatever was happening, we're hearing, observing, and if you lose yourself and start to think, we can just raise our finger and enter the present moment back. You know, you have already experienced, if you have experienced the aliveness, it's like you can just say, enter the present moment from there, from here. And it's like, the moment is all that is. And now we are more conscious about more and more people. We are expressing it and observing it. It's much easier right now. And with beautiful people all over the world, in the Best Life Creation Society, many people experience, you know, it's great teachers there. And we are all able to share, and all who come in and share. So beautiful, you know. We're all here helping and supporting, and we don't. With us, it doesn't matter what we say. We are, you know, listening. You know, don't have to do anything about. Don't have to say about. You know, this is right now. This is wrong. Observing, and then moving on. And if there's something going on, is something going on? We're having the freedom release method. And I said, okay, let's just do a couple of, and then just okay, we're finished up, gone, moving on, next moment, and then you feel that change. So many experiences of it, like with Best Life as well. And I so appreciate the Best Life to having this class and having the ability to do this. You're all amazing. And it's just an open space to everything and anything, to just do whatever you want. Do whatever you, and it's like, and everyone is so supporting and loving and caring. And now we're here in this beautiful class. And let's enter the thing. It's 5 minutes, and I will not say break my what is called, you know, I'm here for expanding the comfort zone. So I'm gonna play a song. I was playing it last day with the Zoom class, and I feel so amazingly good just to play and sing for no reasons. And when I used to create songs, I'm just singing. I don't think about what I'm gonna say, but it just sort of natural comes to me, like the text and things, and it can be very easy, just like and then just sing very easy, and it's like it feels so good just to express the good feeling and express the expansion that we are all through right now, and it feels really, really amazing good. And now it's like, oh, I don't have to think about, I don't have to pivot back there actually, to say, oh, what is going to happen if I'm gonna play this or wrong. It doesn't matter, you just pivot back and just present, and whatever you're learning and you're getting better and better with, as long as you just climbs on the strengths here, you're just enjoying, and then like forget about time and space, and really nothing really matters, all take place in this beautiful present moment. And who knows, we know, I know, you know that this present moment is a solution of all that is, because it is only now. Feel good now. Feel good now. Feel good now. In this vibration, love is now, when the present is now. Feel good now in this vibration. Feel now in this vibration. Presence, 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 presence. I am here now, and I am here now. Feel good now in this vibration. So thank you very much for being here on this class, sharing your energy, just you being you. And know that everything is good, all is good right here, right now. And maybe Thank you very much for all of you who's been here in the class, sharing beautiful energy. Thank you, I love you, and see you on the last class on Sunday. It's going to be the last one. And I will appreciate all of you, your energy, your presence. You're amazing. Continue, be moment to moment, continue to observe. Everything is for us. Continue to know that all is good. Continue to know that we are in the place of the present, and we can feel ourselves, we can feel our energy, our inner beingness, and that everything is available for us. And also notice that all it starts from our own presence, our own observing from within. When we're feeling the present, the arising of the energy starting to arise to another frequency, you don't have to describe it, don't have to say anything about it, but it will arise, you will feel the aliveness, and all those things, the outside, is starting to create also the aliveness. And it's all starting from within. So all is good, all is available, all is peace, all is love, all is feel good now, all is expansion, all is connected, all is collected. We are here, we are now. Thank you, love you, and have an amazing, beautiful day, each and every one of you. Enjoy the present.